be seeing the distinguishing screenwriting from other art forms. So titingnan natin what is the practicality and the difference between screenwriting and the other art forms. No? So using visual art to sharpen your screenwriting sensibility, looking at the world with screenwriter's eye, and organizing images to create the desired effect. So these are the learning outcomes that we are trying to do or we are trying to make. No? So in this chapter, we'll dive into various literary forms, okay, noting their similarities. So maybe you will see here what are the different types of literature, no, art forms na medyo related sa screenwriting, di ba? In chapter 1 kasi medyo nag-relate tayo. Like for example, you are screenwriting, you are an investigator, mga ganun, no? Um, dito, what are the possibilities of adapting other art forms, no? Of adapting other art forms rather than yung normal na you're going to do it from scratch. Okay? So first is exploring mediums. What are the possibilities or what are the mediums that can be possible for you to create a screenwrite script, no? Okay? So first is fiction. Okay, when we say fiction, okay, basically these are the simplest definitions that the fiction has. Fiction makes up more than 80% of what people read these days. Pag sinabi nating fiction, okay, uh, generally, it is a narrative form in any medium consisting of people, events, or even places that are imaginary. Ibig sabihin, when we say fiction, these are not real. Okay? Now, based on my example ba, based on the definition, can you give me some examples or movies that is came from a fiction? Meron ba?
Harry
Example ng
Potter.
mga movies.
Harry Potter po.
Okay, Harry Potter is one example. Ano pa?
Star Wars.
More example. Star Wars, that's correct, no? Ano pa? Let's have additional two. So
Lord of the
that's
Rings
under
po.
the name. Sino yung nagsumagot ng isa? Ng Lord of the Rings? Sino? Nililista ko
Ako
kasi
si
mga nagre-recite eh. Si... Sino yan? Isa pa? Salita
Tristan.
ulit. Lord of the Rings? Okay, si CJ.
Narnia, Sir
Brenda.
Narnia.
80 po, 80.
Eh, si Carlo. Yan si Jordan. Okay. So, most of the time, fictions are those uh came from a book, no? Kasi usually fictions came from a book, no? They have this large of medium, people, events that took place on a book. Then they just adapted it in a movie. No, most of most of the movies nowadays are currently fiction, even if it is Tagalog or even in Hollywood or in other languages. Most of it consists 80% of the population of the movie is really a fiction. Okay. Now, to one categorization also of fiction is that uh, the story requires more than 200 pages to be explored fully. Ibig sabihin, this is just a minimum, no? Yung 200 pages. So, to explore fully, maybe you'll be needing additional more. Okay? So that is a story of fiction. So what trying to do is exploring other mediums means ano pa? Ano pa yung possible mediums na pwede mong gawing inspiration or aspiring mediums to create screenwrites? Okay? One is fiction. Okay? One is fiction that might be coming from a book, no? Okay, so additional characteristics of that is many events are described in detail but few are shown in action. Okay? Most of that yung fiction medyo marami silang description so on, no? Also, sometimes, no, few in action pero ang categorization kasi pag sinabi natin fiction, hindi talaga sila nag-exist. Even the characters sometimes did not exist. Okay? And your stage plays, okay? Meron din tayong tinatawag ng mga stage plays. These are the possibilities that you again going a script from a stage play. So, pag sinabi nating stage plays, of course, siguro naka-experience na kayo manood ng mga stage plays when you were in elementary and even in high school. Usually, yung mga teachers nila require kayo ng ticket and then manonood kayo ng mga stage plays. So basically, mga ganun, no? So, stage plays happens in theater, no? In theater. So, makikita nyo doon, ito yung mga setting na ano mamamatay yung ilaw, tapos pagbukas ng ilaw, may mga table and chairs na, tapos mamamatay ulit yung ilaw, pagbukas, nasa bedroom na, okay, mamamatay ulit yung ilaw, no? Makikita nyo yung mga shadow and silhouettes na inaayos yung props, tapos pagbukas ng ilaw, iba na yung itsura nila. Those are stage plays. Then they are not using mic, they are using lapel, no? Maririnig mo yung mga galaw nila, and so on. Now, okay, plays with large cast often ask actors to take on multiple roles, and plays with many locations tends to utilize lights, sound cues, and props. So, sa stage plays kasi, minsan makikita nyo that um, makikita nyo dun yung mga crowd, no? Sila rin yung mga susunod na character na iba naman yung bihis nila. Okay? Kasi medyo ang stage play kasi they have limited number of talents eh. Siyempre hindi naman yan kagaya ng movie na every now and then kailangan papalitan sila. Halimbawa, good siya nung una, bad guy siya nung una, maya-maya makikita mo nagkakape naman siya pero iba na yung character niya. So may mga ganun sa stage play, no? Halimbawa, sa stage play, apat yung roles mo, no? Pinatay ka na nung una, tapos biglang sa susunod na role mo, no, kapatid ka naman nung kung ano, yung mga ganun, no. Those are. Now, can you give me examples of stage play? Yung mga sikat na stage play, meron ba? Na
Avatar,
na-record
sir.
mo? Ha?
Avatar po.
Avatar? Okay, anymore? Kahit mga
Romeo and
local,
Juliet
ha?
po.
Adarna.
O, yon Romeo and Juliet. Okay, yon, no? Sino nagsabi ng Romeo and Juliet?
Ako po, sir.
Si
Mark Lawrence po.
Lawrence. Sino pa? Okay. Additional example. Meron pa?
Adarna.
Adarna. Oo, no? Yung ibon yan, di ba? Aladdin. Okay. So, yan. Sige.
Sir,
Ano?
may
Hindi ko
naisip
narinig
po.
ah. Yes, Brandon.
Ah, Pwede po ba yung High School Musical po?
Those are part of stage plays. Basta yung parang ano yan, pine-perform using real, kumbaga nag-aano sila, i-internalize sila ng play. Like, for example, ginagaya nila. Like, for example, yung Aladdin, di ba? Beauty and the Beast, yung mga stage plays yung mga yon, no? Yung mga ganun sila. Now, stage plays usually can tell a story within 90 pages or few, no? So, usually 90 pages, ganun lang sila ka-excel, no? More of action sila. Okay? So, yung mga walang yung mga walang, let's say, for example, wala kayong mic, and you want to answer, you may type your answer on the chat box. No? So, babalikan ko naman yan so that kung mapapansin nyo, may hawak akong pen kasi nililista ko kung sino mga nagre-recite so that I could give extra points to them. No? Okay? Just to make us interactive a bit kasi medyo puro definition of terms pa yung ginagawa natin eh. Okay? Next. Now, ito, poetry. No? Poetry and studio arts. Medyo ito. Sino ba rito yung may hilig sa mga poems and yung mga tula, no? Sometimes, no? Screenwriters, okay, and scripts are based and from this type of art, no? So poetry and studio art. So poetry employs metaphor, okay, allegory or yung tinatawag nating parable, no? Or even rhyme. So while visual art uses color, light, and the strategic manipulation of an image. So yung studio arts na tinatawag natin diyan, um, it could be, no? It could be um, paint, paintings, no? With the manipulation of color and lights kasi. Okay? Um, kaso nga lang, syempre, ang ano lang natin diyan is kahit na halimbawa isang buong tula yan, medyo hindi ka naman makakabuo ng isang script sa isang tula. So, usually, poetry just gives you inspiration on how are you going to create yung script, no? Pero not necessarily kasi ang poet kasi konti lang yan and I don't think makakabuo ka talaga ng napaka napaka-complex scene sa isang poet, no? Okay? So, eto, tingnan natin kung sino yung mga malulupit dito sa tula. Oh. Can you give me an example of poet? Tatlo lang. Oh. Oh. Meron ba kayo? Mga tula. Examples of poet. Meron?
Seven Ages of Man po.
Seven Ages of Man. Okay. Hindi ko yata alam yun ah. Pero sige. Okay. Any more? Last two? Wala na? Oo. Ako rin kasi hindi ako masyadong mahilig sa tula. So, okay lang yon, no? Pero, yun nga, kagaya ng sinasabi, pagka nag-ano tayo ng literature, dami kayong makikita mga tula. And, most of the songs, okay, most of the songs kasi, yung mga songwriters and nag start talaga sila sa tula. Then, lalapatan na lang yan ng lalapatan na lang yan ng sounds. Okay, ano daw yun? Yeah, oo. Kahit Tagalog, okay lang yun. No? So, silang-ang, okay din yun. Okay.
Sir, The Road Not Taken.
The Road Not Taken. Okay.
Opo. By Robert Frost po.
Hmm. Okay. Ako kasi medyo hindi ako fan talaga ni tawag dito, ni Pom. Pero, gustong gusto ko silang naririnig. Anyway, let's continue. Okay. Nadoble siya. Now, screenplays, no? Okay, so this is, your idea may be screenplay if, no? The story contains a clear beginning, middle, and end. Okay? It suggests moment of intricate. Kapag sinabi nating intricate, ibig sabihin complex details, no? It has a hook, an aspect of the idea that will grab attention immediately, and usually it is 100 to 120 pages. No? So screenplays is quite the same with stage plays, no? Pero pagka sinabi kasi nating screenplays, they are just um, hosted inside screens. Okay? So stage plays kasi, they are hosted inside stages and theaters. No? Pero when I refer to theater, yan yung may malaking stage ha. Hindi yan yung theater talaga na cinema, no? It's not what I meant. Yung screenplays, they could be done using cinemas or even sa digital inside the screens. Okay? Yung ganun. Okay? You could also get idea from them sa mga screenplays. So, yan, no? So, a novel approach. So, mamaya makikita niyo ulit to. Okay, titignan natin. Mamaya, ibibigay ko yan. Ano ba yon, no? Okay. The visual life of screenplay. Next is the visual life. So, if your script becomes a film, a director and a cinematographer will eventually haggle over the composition of each shot and the overall look of your piece. Among other things, they discuss the following elements. So, let's say, for example, your film, your screenplay, o yung script nyo will be adopted already. Okay? Tatanungin na yan ng mga cinematographer, ng director, what particular shots are we going to do, what particular scenes are we going to highlight, and so on. No? Now, these are the following elements that they might discuss too in future if your script will be adapted. Okay? Color. Okay? Number one is color. No? Ano ba yon? What color pops out or highlight the shot, and what is the overall look? Okay? Usually, color defines kung ano rin yung motif nung isang movie, no? Ba may mga color na, let's say for example, start ng movie kulay red, ganon. Start ng movie kulay black, start ng movie kulay gray for all these, no? Something ganon. So it highlights, no, the overall look of the movie or even the overall look of the script, no? Okay? Next is the light. Kasama rin yan. So, what time of the day is it? What season and weather condition are at work, no? Okay? I-define yan dun sa script mo. This gives mood. Okay? This gives mood on the script and the movie itself, no? So, what is a specific lighting source suggested? If that's so, what is it, no? So, ano ba yan? So, halimbawa ba, what time of the day? Yung movie mo ba or yung script mo ba would always happen at midnight? Gabi ba yan? Okay. So, what particular season? If it is midnight, would it be winter? Okay, rainy, summer, or so on, no? So, yung mga ganun, pinag-uusapan din yan. Okay. Next is movement. This refers to the quality of movement both within each image and between shots. Okay, so would it be fast? Would it be slow? Okay, yung mga ganon. No? Movement of the characters. No? Pinag-uusapan din nila yan. Okay? Organization. So, are we referring to organization means company? No. No? So, when we say organization here, ano yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga events, no? In your script. So, ano muna ba? Would it be the introduction of the characters muna? Bago yung climax, then end? Or would it be sa huli na yung introduction ng characters? No? Yung mga ganon. Those are the organizations. Those are the part of organization on your script. Okay? Sound, no? This is also important. So this highlights a particular emotion, emphasis on a particular mood, emphasis on a particular scene, no? So, halimbawa, example na lang yung nilagay ko dito. If the shot is of a child lost in an amusement park, don't forget to imagine the music and the laughter of the park itself. So, halimbawa, yung scene mo doon, nawawala yung bata. No? Usually, di ba, pagka halimbawa, may imagine nyo yun eh. Pagka yung scene, halimbawa, nawawala yung bata, pinapakita lang yung ulo ng bata, tapos makikita mo, umiikot yung paligid niya na parang slow-mo. Tapos medyo dramatic yung music. Those are part of the sound. Those are part of the movement. No? Yun yung mga tinatawag natin part ng script. Kasi halimbawa, isasulat mo din sa script mo, nawawala yung bata. The child is lost. Okay? Camera move around, ganon. Play this sound, ganon. Kasama yon sa script. So, but right now, syempre, hindi pa natin inaano kasi hindi pa naman tayo gumagawa ng script. Okay, na doble ulit. Location. Okay? So in life, you cannot always choose where important moments occur. That's reality. No? Hindi mo naman mapipili. In real life to hindi mo mapipili yung kung saan yung mga memorable places kung saan siya pwede mangyari. But in screenplays, you can. Okay? Because it's a fruit of your imagination. No? So, halimbawa, pwede kang mamili. Nangyari sa Iceland to, yung ganon. Tapos biglang babalik sila sa Pilipinas, ganon. Tapos biglang pupunta ulit sila sa ibang bansa, ganon. Anytime, no? Anytime. Halimbawa, gusto mong yung day 1, nasa Pilipinas sila. Day 2, nag-teleport sila kung saan. Day 3, nag-ganon. No? These are all possible in in screenplays, no? In screenwriting, no? Lahat pwede. Biglang mapupunta sila sa Mars or so on, no? Okay? So, lahat yan possible. So, next is symbol and metaphor or metaphor. So, depending how it's shot, An image can simply help establish a scene or provide a metaphor for each and entire piece. Um, Maybe nakakita na kayo ng ano ng mga example na like for example, ayan, in-indicate ko dito Titanic. Um, yung parang metaphor nila or symbol nila doon is yung necklace, 'di ba? Yung necklace na nahanap dun sa barko. Okay, yung nahanap yung necklace na yon dun sa lumubog na Titanic. Doon nag-start yung story ng Titanic. Okay? So something gano'n, no? Maybe yung screenplay niyo would start on a gun, halimbawa sa gun, no? Tapos dun habang ini-screen capture mo yung gun, from that gun, ano yung mabubuong story? Ano yung mabubuong out of ano, let's say for example, meron ng gun, yung camera mo naka-focus sa gun, so what will happen? So magiging parang throwback, way back, rewind, no? Bago napunta dun sa scene na yon. Okay? Yung mga ganun. So there are movies like that. Okay? Yan, kagaya niyan, yung Titanic. No? So, one symbol of that is yung necklace. Disappearing into ocean. Okay? So, that ends yung discussion natin. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, maiksi lang talaga to eh. So, this is just, yung chapter 2 talaga maiksi lang. Pero, syempre, okay, meron kayong activity dyan, no? Okay. By the way, may question muna ba? May question? Wala naman sigurong question dito kasi madali lang siya. Okay, so nag-discuss lang naman ako yung possible na ano. Now, here, based on our discussion, okay, hindi nyo naman to gagawin today. Gagawin nyo to on Friday pa kasi Friday pa naman talaga yung laboratory natin. So, I have prepared you a laboratory activity. Let me just open this. This is not yet published, so ipapublish ko pa lang siya. Yan. So kanina, 'di ba, meron tayong ano, nandito sa PowerPoint natin. This one. Ito 'yun eh. Anyway, i-upload ko rin naman 'to sa Canvas natin so makikita. Yan, no? So discuss ko lang kung anong gagawin natin dito. So here, tanggalin na natin 'to. Do not ano na 'to. Kahit i-disregard na natin tong part na 'to. So, yeah. Okay, kahit i-disregard na natin tong part na 'to. Okay, kahit i-disregard na natin 'tong part na 'to kasi they are description eh. Okay? So ito lang yung parang ifo-focus natin diyan. So okay, I'll just hit blue. This one. It happened that the action turned into face to that side of the court. Ibig sabihin yan yung korte, no? Which was on his left. About on a level with his eyes, there sat in that corner of the judge bench two persons upon whom his look immediately rested. So immediately, and so much to the changing of his aspect, that all the eyes that were turned upon him turned to them. The spectator saw two figures, a young lady of a little more than 20, and a gentleman who was evidently her father. A man of very remarkable appearance, okay, maybe, ano to, medyo remarkable appearance, maybe mukhang mayaman, no? In respect of the absolute witness of his hair and a certain incredible, in, indescribable intensity of face. His daughter had one of her hands drawn through his arms. Okay, parang naka ano siya dun sa arms, no? as she sat by him, and the other pressed upon it. She had drawn close to him in her dread of the scene and in her pity of the prisoner. So, most probably, the description looked like parang nasa korte sila. Okay? So, hanggang dito lang man. Okay? So, this had been so very noticeable, so very powerfully and naturally shown. That starter who had no pity for him were touched by her, and the whisper went about, who are they? Witness. For which side? Against what side? The prisoner. So, basing in it, ito, basing from here, okay, anong gagawin nyo? Medyo kung titignan natin, medyo malalalim. Kasi, what is this? This is out from a novel. Okay? Kapag ka nagbabasa kayo ng novel kasi talagang medyo, if it is written like this, medyo kailangan mo ng dictionary, it's like parang hindi naman nabubuo yung isang sentence, ang hirap, no? Okay? Look at this, halos parang hindi nabubuo yung sentence, puro comma, no? Okay? Now, anong gagawin natin? Let me go back here. Anong gagawin natin? So, you are going to create a drawing based on the scenario below. Okay? Nung binasa mo to, ano yung nag-appear sa isip mo? Ito-drawing lang natin. Okay? It doesn't have to be digital. It doesn't, pwede ng freehand yan. No? Tsaka hindi yan kailangan na sobrang ganda. Okay lang. No? Again, ang tinutukoy ko dito is kung ano yung nasa isip natin nung binabasa natin to. Okay? Ang imagination ba natin is nakikita natin may isang tao nasa korte, may paglilitis na nangyayari, no? So ibig sabihin, it would just depend on your imagination on how are you going to interpret this one. Okay? So this is your laboratory activity. Okay? So you are going to interpret this using a one-page drawing. No? I-drawing nyo lang yan. Okay? Isang page lang yan. So, natapos na natin kahit na isang kalahating bond paper o kaya isang buong bond paper, walang problema sa akin. Mas natapos na natin, you may scan or you may take a good quality picture and then i-upload lang natin. Okay? Strip style, okay lang, walang problema. Wala pa naman tayong specific requirements. No? Okay lang, walang problema. Kahit nga mukha siyang, let's say for example, mukha siyang comic, no? O kaya parang editorial yung itsura, walang specifics, no? Kasi ang mini-measure ko dito is how did you understand this and how are you going or how will you go to interpret this using pencil and paper. Of course, no? Hindi pa to wala pa tong script. Okay? Wala pa tong script. Kasi kung lalagyan mo ng script to, ang mangyayari dito parang halimbawa nag-uusap si witness si kaya nag-uusap si incredible si nasaan ka na? Ayan no, remarkable. Yan, yung si remarkable person, yung medyo mayaman nag-uusap, ganyan. Okay, o kaya tinitignan niya sa So, lalabas yung mga script, something like that. Pero, hindi pa script yung hinihingi ko sa inyo kasi hindi pa tayo lumalabas doon. So, still on So, I just have to know or tignan kung ano yung nasa imagination natin. So, kung halimbawa, ang nai-imagine natin dito, isang tao lang na nasa gilid, edi yun yung i-drawing nyo. Diba? Halimbawa, na-imagine natin, isang tao nakaupo lang sa courtside. Okay, wala namang mali kasi yun yung na-imagine nyo. Hindi ko naman pwedeng sabihin, hindi, ito yan kasi ito yung na-imagine ko. It's not like that, no? So, ibig sabihin, In this activity, there is no wrong and right answer. Okay? So nasa interpretation na lang natin yan. Okay? So this would be done on Friday, and you could also do this on your weekend. Okay? Para hindi masyadong mabigat sa inyo. Ganun kalayo yung ano eh, yung distansya ng lecture and laboratory natin eh, no? Monday tsaka Friday. Anyway, you have the whole week. Halimbawa, nagkaroon ka ng ano naman, ng oras ng bandang Wednesday, bandang Thursday, you could already do that and then i-upload mo na. Naka-open naman yan. After the discussion kasi, ino-open ko naman siya. Pero naka-ready naman na yan. Naka-upload na lahat halos. Okay? So, question so far. I'm now going to stop the recording. No?